Okay, so today we have the Undertones, and you've got my number. Why don't you use it? Gotta have an explanation point at the end of that one. So, I've reacted to these guys, I think, twice before. Of course, one of them being Teenage Kicks, which is one of the greatest songs I've ever reacted to. I love that song. So anyway, I've been looking for that sense, that feeling again of, just what that song gave me. So here we are. I didn't know what song to really choose. There was a few I wanted to go with, but here we are with this one. Let's get into it. Talk about it after. Here we go. Okay, there it is. You've got my number. Why don't you use it? By the Undertones. And, I mean, I gotta say off the top, that guitar riff. Holy crap. What a lively, energetic, enthusiastic guitar riff throughout the whole song. The O'Neill brothers, both of them on this, doing the guitar work, rhythm guitar and lead guitar. And I mean, I just have to say off the top, holy crap, it's the punchy drums as well, but it works so well together. Yeah, I got the big bass line as well, too. Just how pulsating, what the word is, but how pulsating anyway the bass line is here too. But you talk about the guitar work again, the up and down of it, I mean, it's just such a melody already, and it almost reminds me, just in a way, because of, again, the up and down is how I would describe it. I don't know, playing with the scale, would you say? It almost reminds me of like the intro to Pretty Woman by Roy Orbison, just that same kind of, in that same vein, that same kind of vibe anyway. And it's so playful and it's so tasteful. I mean, my God. And you talk about the song here just as a whole as well. It's it's so fun. Just with its sound of being so punky, and it's power pop at the same time. You can hear the influence these guys would have on bands to come. I mean, that riff again, I wouldn't be surprised if you would hear that riff in like a song from the early 2000s of like a band in the garage rock revival, kind of vein, or a band, an indie band anyway, And so yeah, I just love that sound, obviously. And you talk about Fergal Sharkey here. Fergal's voice is so distinctive. No one sings like him. He has such a high-pitched voice, I would say. And he's just a big part of the signature sound that the Undertones brought to the game. And yeah, I don't know. It's just, when he comes in, you got my number. It's just, I don't know, so much swagger, so much vigor. You're just taken aback. And again, his vocals are punchy. I talked about the drumming being punchy, but he's punchy as hell too. And there's so much urgency here. He's frustrated, obviously, too, and it's kind of humorous in a way of just how mad and how, I guess, again, frustrated he is with this girl, I guess you'd say, that he's trying to get with, but obviously she ain't calling. She has his number, but she ain't calling. It's almost like a return to sender kind of thing in some kind of way. But yeah, anyway, I just love love his enthusiasm, I guess, and just what he brings to the table here again. And you talk about, yeah, just the urgency. And I talk about in the same vein. Well, this is also almost in the same vein as like Teenage Kicks, like I talked about off the top. One of the greatest songs I've heard. Where he's trying to get with a girl. And we're talking about teenage angst. I mean, that's really what comes to be for me anyway. What really comes from the song here, and yeah, a little bit of the same thing going on. And again, she's not seeming to want anything to do with the narrator here, whatever. Fergal's getting pissed, and I love it. So let's go into these lyrics now, and again, it's not that long of a song. That's what I love about these guys, from what I've heard anyway. They have short songs. It's punchy as hell. It's enthusiastic as hell, and they just leave you almost wanting more. But they just get out. They're in and they're out, and I just love their style. Again, from the few songs I've heard from them now. But anyway, let's scroll up to the top here. So yeah, you've got my number. I mean, we're setting the tone early. That's the whole point of the song. You got my number. Why don't you use it? Again, you can feel the anger in his voice and just how frustrated he is. You know my name. You won't abuse it. If you want to have someone to talk to, I'll pick you up in my car, take you home. And it seems like maybe this girl, again, you wouldn't, I don't know, is she taken? I don't know what's going on. It seems like this is a one-sided affair anyway for his side, where he wants to go with her to pick her up, whatever it is. And maybe to her, he just seems like a creep. I don't know. That's what comes across to me. Again, he's very, very forward, very, in your face about all this stuff, and maybe that, creeps her out, I would imagine, perhaps. Anyway, I'll take you home. It's not far. If you want to do it. And the do it's there for some reason gave me like a Ramones vibe, but again, it just has to do with the punk. I get the punk feeling, obviously. This was released in like 1979, I do believe, so it's around the time of the Ramones wrote as well. Why don't you ring my number? I mean, again, we're asking the same questions. Why don't you ring my number now? Ooh, just to have that now adds extra emphasis, of course, to talk about again. Why don't you ring me? Come on now. Let's say goodbye. I couldn't stand it. You've got my number. Why don't you use it? Again, let's say goodbye. I couldn't stand saying goodbye to you, I guess. I could, he seems so infatuated with this person. And again, it's a one-sided thing where she doesn't seem to want anything to do with him. And you can kind of see why maybe she doesn't want to talk to him. So, yeah, and he's just getting angrier and angrier. Maybe he didn't start out this angry, or I guess weird or whatever, odd, when he gave her the number. But now, he's just ramping it up and obviously kind of, making her probably not want to go out with him at all. So anyway, I just loved how fun it was. I just loved how angry it was, how angsty it was again, and how lively it was. And just that riff one more time was the biggest part for me. It drove the song the whole time, all the way through. So anyway, I guess that's all I got to say. So thanks for watching. Thanks for liking, subscribing, commenting. I appreciate all the support. Finally came back to the Undertones, one of the best bands I've come across through this channel. And I'll talk to you guys again soon.